Yama Kwaba.
Yeah, Ubinaza, it true down.
A true down. You're welcome to the Asaase Breafast Show.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you. I mean, some of us grew listening to your music, and it was all over the place. And for your kind of music, always had messages to it. So Nyati Nyati Girl, Osefu, My Sweetheart, and the other ones. What really informed the choice of music you did?
Thank you. Let me say hi to all the listeners of Asaase Radio.
That's right.
And actually, when I discovered that I have the music talent, what I was praying to God was to always let my compositions be a correctional mechanism for setting right some of the ills in the society. So anytime I get a composition, I write the songs, I just put it on board and to see whether it's going to be like you mentioned Nyati Nyati. Nyati Nyati, in the composition talks about the girl, but Nyati Nyati does not comprise. It does not go to only the girls. What is it? Is Nyati Nyati means immaturity. When you are not matured in something and you're forcing yourself to do it, you know, the results doesn't go well for us. So this girl was not mature for marriage, but my brother introduced him to her to me. I had to take a car for you know, rushing to go and marry. Obey friends are son and Nyata. Nothing could be, doesn't work. So,
nothing could be.
So it's like it's a correctional mechanism for everyone. Before you venture into something, you have to at least have a knowledge, learn something about it, and have a knowledge about it before you go into it.
So your kind of music was for social engineering.
Yes,
to deal with certain ills in society and direct us in a particular way.
That's right.
But what informed this? How was your own upbringing like that made you think that, I mean, I have the talent? You could have gone anyway. You could have gone to be a very romantic music writer, but you chose to, and a lot of people would have actually loved that.
Yeah.
But you chose to deal with social engineering. Did your upbringing impact that in any way? How was your upbringing like?
Yeah, my upbringing. Normally, I stayed with my stepmothers. Yeah, I stayed.
Oh, you had stepmothers?
Yes.
Not one.
No. My father was not so wicked like that to punish one lady. So, in fact, the training there was good.
He shared the bedding.
Yeah, the training there was good. Even though as a child you might think they are worrying you, but when I grew up, I saw that those training were good for my future. And lately, when I was also growing up, I stayed with pastors.
Okay.
I stayed with school masters and pastors, and so I got all the experiences from there. And when I was young too, I enjoyed street life a lot. As a Takrady boy.
Oh, if you tardy.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Tardy,
well, more new Takrady.
New Takrady.
But me benin wa Amamfo.
Amamfo.
Yeah.
Takrady.
Yeah, but I not Takrady. Secondly, your friend then. If Scafa Manton number 1, 2, 3, and I had now.
Because mean him now,
if you come
proper.
And number power number 9, but Mamma know if you come Zungo.
I see.
It's Miss Mwasam Kakra Hano or Rema Brum, one man friend, Mugana Beshe.
Number 9. That's right.
We had a number 9, but there was a Mukana Mugana Beshe Zungo. It was like that. And talk right, sometimes when they want, if you do something and you receive canes, you have to run away. And if you are baby after school, 12:15, Prempe. After Prempe, you go to neighborhood center for 4:15. If you 4:15, I work with Siso or Princess Cinema.
Okay.
If you have Princess Cinema, I have a Prempe bill for 8:30.
That's right.
That's another. I did try to press in the game. Now, Chada, I remember when Wale Druha was a couple of small person inside.
That's right.
I want a pro. So that life too, the street life.
Yeah.
If you compose something about the street life, you bring it home, and then you bring it to God to just purify it for you. So sometimes people think all my songs are gospel.
Yeah,
but somehow that's
because they speak to situations in society, and I'm not surprised, because this kind of background that you are telling us that you had. I mean, you grew up with different people, so you had different perspectives about life.
That's right.
And again, you stayed with a lot of teachers, schoolmasters, and back then a lot of the schoolmasters turned out to be either catechists or elders in their churches.
Yes. I attended a Methodist school, so
exactly.
Master S. Danso was also there.
No, I mean Takra, they uncommented this crank.
Mr. Methodist, but maybe we were English and Arabic.
Okay.
And okay. 72. 72 during the coup. My father was one of the PP Progress Party executives there, so they were all detained.
I see.
So my mother had to take me to Accra, Accra.
I see.
That's where my mother came from. So he took me there, and I went to Methodist school there too, and finished with the Methodist middle school there in 1976.
So after 76, middle school, where else did you go to in terms of education?
I became a pupil teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, because there was no money there to continue my education. So the schoolmaster I was staying with saw that, no, you are very clever, you don't need to. So let me apply for people teacher for you. And I said, okay, why not? So I started there. I was employed by the Methodist Educational Unit. I started at New DBRC Methodist Primary School in 1976, and then
and that was just after your middle school.
Yeah, then later to Agogoshide Methodist Primary, where they promoted me to P5. They said no, I was too good for lower primary, so this time they have to take me to upper primary. So I was teaching P5 there, and then from there, 1978 straight, I started playing music.
So teaching at P5, were you a class teacher or you were a subject teacher?
A class teacher.
So you taught all subjects?
Yes. I was teaching every subject.
At the time, what were the subjects that was being
maths, geography, history, religious knowledge? That's RK. That's how we were calling it. And then
were you teaching science as well?
No, at that time there wasn't. Science wasn't part of it, but we were doing. Domestic science was there.
Okay.
And then, the other one for the catering
vocational skills or life skills.
Yeah. And those times we were having a continuation school. So they were learning how to weave kente, how to weave a basket and bags, how to sew bags.
So craft making.
Everything was there.
K K Kabobo, the people teacher.
When especially when it is exams, those who are not clever, they are also very good at farming.
Yes.
And when it is crafts,
that's right.
They don't know how to bring anything like craft, so they will bring,
they will bring food.
Masa.
No buy.
Every when I peck, but they be no. How many 50 be na
You see, this bribery and corruption they started a long time ago.
That was not bribery.
It wasn't bribery and corruption. They brought the food.
Yeah.
And you gave them 50 marks.
They craftily bring the craft.
That's some wild craftiness. So, I mean, so you eventually transitioned into music.
Yes.
When did you start the music? Were you still at Edubiasi?
No. From 1978, in fact, I decided not to teach again. So I came to Takrade. And then I was trying to learn something from the bands. CK Man was there, Asaase Breafast was there. There were so many bands, Mark II and other. So I was just trying to maybe follow them small and get experience. But they also not giving me the chance. I just saw the adverts that there's an audition in Accra, the High Society Lodge, Latabi Okoshi.
Okay.
So I just ran away from. I ran away because my father will never agree if I go there and say, Daddy, I want to go to Accra and play band. Hey, band. Even when I came to Accra, he was very wild on that. It was Kiki Jan's father.
Okay.
Who he was a very close friend of my father. So he was the one who told my father that Charlie leave him. Leave him, let him do his thing. You see Kiki, how Kiki is also doing it. That was how, at first, I thought Kiki shouldn't play band, but at the end of the day, he's doing it in London now. So, man, leave him. So my father said, okay. So before he could realize now, but Nyati is on board.
Was Nyati your first release?
Yeah, that was my first
Nyati was your first release?
Yes, in 89.
I see. but why Nyati as the first, though? At the time, what was happening that made you decide to go with Nyati?
It was even not a record album title. But that was the hit.
Yeah.
People, sometimes you bring the songs out and people will decide what is the hit. Yeah. So it was like that.
And at the time, how many songs did you have on that record?
It was 6.
6 of them.
Yeah.
So there was Nyati and which other ones?
I have Sorbesau.
I
have Jesus.
Okay.
I have Mobrowa. I have Minubeu. And Nyami Bechere and another one.
I see. Yes, and which one were you intending to be the big one?
I was trying to promote Sorbesau.
Okay.
That was lovable. Sorbesau, lovey.
Yeah.
I thought people would just, because it's
supposed to be a
love song.
Exactly.
Maybe the ladies will buy it with emotions, but they just took nothing.
They took the Nyati. For all you know, it's actually the men who actually took it.
Yeah.
So after that first album release, and that was what, 89?
1989.
1989.
Yeah.
And then you were in Accra.
Yes.
Okay. And subsequently, so did you do this with your own band? Or at the time you had a band that you played with?
I played about 18 bands before coming out with a solo album.
I see.
I started with the Explosive Jazz Band in 1978 at High Society Lodge.
Okay.
I joined the Sweet Vibrations.
At Latibi Okoshi.
Victor Kobina Johnson.
Then
I played Sidiku Buhari Express.
Okay. Alaji.
Yeah, Alaji Sidiku Buhari. In 1979, I was with the SBS Press.
Okay.
We adored the band. We adored the SBS Press band. Then 1980, I joined the F. Michaels band. Then F. Michaels band. All I wanted to do was to be a studio session man.
Okay.
I'm a drummer.
Oh.
And I always want to hear myself on a record. So when the bands I was playing were not into recordings, I just had to stop.
You left
I'll
them.
play the band for 1 year. If 1 year there's nothing like we are going to the studio to record, I'll just stop and join another one, which is.
So when you say you were a drummer, did you play the drum kit or the conga or any of the percussions?
The drum kit.
kits.
Yeah, the jazz drum.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do the boys call ajas?
Ajas man. I have a friend who says, Charlie Padia, Ajas man.
Ajas man.
Oba Ajaso. Tum Bachas nan, Wabo Sansan, we sum na was saying Gumudo. So I played F. Michaels. From there, F. Michaels too was not too much into music, always concentrating on the drama side. So I left F. Michaels and I joined Kumapin Royals, Mr. A. Akofsiampo for J's Kumapin Royals band in 1981.
So that's this is with Kumasi Antecedents.
Yeah, I was in Accra, all those bands, but Ampofoje took me to Asante Mampo.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was there. That when I went there, so man, me too, I've been hiring session men to play my recordings. But now I see that you are a good drummer, you are going to play my recordings.
That's
so
right.
I started playing with Ampofoje in the studio.
I see.
With time changes.
Nana Kwesi Ampofoje.
Yeah, time changes. I started with him with Time Changes, the song Time Changes. Then that was one album. Then we came to Eshobu. We came to Pemseye. We came to Una Nanasa. In fact, I recorded about 14 albums with Ampofoje.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. As the drummer?
Yeah, as a drummer.
Session man?
Yeah. Then from there, I came back to Accra. I joined the Pin 5 bands. I joined the Ntamkese Mensa band. I joined the Akofuna band. And then I came to Black Berets. I went to Dutch Benglos. I went to Boom Talents. And when I played, the last band I played was Sweet Beans Dance Band.
I see.
So I was with Sweet Beans when I recorded Nyati Nyati.
And subsequent to recording Nyati Nyati, then from that point, you became a big star because hitherto they knew you as a session man, but now you yourself had become an artist, very well known. How did you manage that transition?
Yeah, in fact, I didn't quit Sweet Beans by then. The songs were out, and playing it was a hit, but I was in Sweet Beans. So I was with Sweet Beans, and whenever we go on engagement, I sing the song on stage. I play the drums and sing as well. So in Sweet Beans, to one thing, it was a session band. Sweet Beans were backing most of the artists because our rehearsal grounds was close to the Ghana Films where we have the biggest studio.
Yeah.
So I was jamming other people's music as a session man in the studio. But later that became my job.
Ghana Films, is it around the TV3 area?
Yeah, not around
now TV3.
Now TV3.
Okay.
That's Ghana Films. That's where we were having the best studio you could get at that time in the country.
Yeah.
So I was a session man. I was playing for people, other people. Because I started with a CST Amangwa. I played the drums. I played so many amateur days Odomphony album.
That's right.
Rama Bedu Kumkum Namaya. I played with so many artists, gospel musicians, Octopus.
As a session man.
As a session man, I played the drums with although once music through my head, it was live.
Yeah.
It was live. Then later we migrated to the drum machine.
That's right.
And nobody was in the country to program that drum machine. So I had to learn and then jump into it. So I was the only person programming the drum machine.
Oh, really?
And I was programming for every artist. But
then you made a lot of money around that time.
Oh, automatically you have to make money. But, those times too, it's not like now that you can be charging. Those times the producer will come and also talk to you, Charlie. I feel I may start you to be patcho, so with me So it was even though we were charging, it was based on considerations and other things. They bargain and then you come down and then you play for them.
And as a session man, and anybody who, I mean, for those of you who don't understand what it means to be a session man, it means you played in a band, so typically when people need your services, they will call you. So you may not necessarily be fixed in a particular band,
no.
But if you are required to just play a particular instrument, they will call you to come and join a particular band to play that instrument. And that's what he was doing. And one of the things that comes with that is you tend to move a lot.
Yeah.
You tend to travel a lot. You tend not to be stationed at one place.
No.
In terms of your personal family life, how was that like, and how did you being a session man impact that?
Oh, in fact, all those times I was single. I was single, so there wasn't anything bothering me like a session man. I had one or two issues, but what I did was I just sent them to Accra to be with my mom.
Okay.
Just remitting them and having my peace of mind.
So your mother was taking care of your children?
Yeah. They were with my mom. And later my sister also took one, and then they were. But I was looking after them all right. So when I'm free, maybe after trek, we have maybe 2 weeks to rest at home. I will go to Takrady.
When you say your sister took one of them, is it one of the two that you had sent to your mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But there are many. Later when I married, I started giving birth anyway because I plan to make a family.
I see.
I started to make a family.
And how many of them? You said there are many. How many are they?
Let me check. There are some are in abroad and some are in Ghana. I have 7 in Ghana.
Okay.
I have 8 in Ghana.
Okay.
And 9 in abroad.
8 in Ghana, 9 abroad.
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
Solid.
I have 10 girls and 7 boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you like your father, who was not wicked to one woman, or you were a wicked man?
No. How can I give 17 children? Give birth to 17 children with one woman.
Oh, so you were not wicked?
No.
So how many women did you do this?
No. the one, my wife now, we have 7 issues.
Okay.
Yeah, but the rest, they have maybe 3, I think 4 women.
4 other women.
Yeah.
So 5 in all.
Yeah.
You're a powerful man.
No, but some died before I jumped to the other.
Ah.
It wasn't that. Oh, I'm the Bakupen or Yawarijaya, Banupun and Shada and Yawarijaya, but on a fun World Cup.
Now, if I we offer the Sunday Stars on offer the World Cup.
Yeah, but Monday Stars, Balish, baby, no, often World Cup. But all the same, it's part of life.
We are talking to K K Kabobo, Kwabena Kwachi Kabobo, the man behind the tune Osefo, Nyati Nyati Girl, Jesus, Unyamiehu, Sorbaso.
That's right.
That's K K Kabobo. He's our guest this morning, and we are hanging with him. I mean, I have a lot of questions, but I'm sure Nanaya herself has a number for you as well. So I'll just cede for now to Nanaya to continue with the conversation.
I love that description of you didn't want to be wicked to one woman, so it would have been it would have been nasty of you to have demanded of one woman to have that many children. Why did you want that many children? Was it because of the way you had grown up, that you'd grown up in these large families with other members of families, like you're saying you could go from one parent to the other when you needed to dodge punishment?
Oh, thank you. It wasn't like that anyway. But as I said in the beginning, I said I plan to make a family because if you go all over the world, I'm the only Kabobo.
The one and only Kabobo.
The Kabobo. The Kabobo.
Yes, and I'm the only Kwachi Kabobo. So I have the Kwachi Kabobo family.
And that is actually your family name,
That's
Kwachi
right.
Kabobo.
That's right.
It's very, very particular to Ifiekuma or to Takrade.
It's an African name.
That's right.
It's KKK,
Yes.
but not the kind of KKK.
Yeah,
that some
no,
people
not that one.
would think it's
No,
very.
no, it's not that one.
Not that clan.
I remember when I went to Jamaica, they say, "Are you the Ku Klux?" I say, "I bet."
Now you talk about going to Jamaica. Maybe we can get onto that a little bit later on. But I'm fascinated by this thing about you saying about going around the country. So your sound is very, very particular. It's that very, I call it fancified thing. And you talked about CK Man being an inspiration to you. It's amazing that you have this thing, the roots in Ifiekuma, because of course now people think of Kofi Kanata and that kind of storytelling, very particular voice that he was obviously inspired by you, amongst other people. What do you think it is about the Western region, Takrade, Sekondi, port cities, parts of those cities like Ifiekuma that breed this particular kind of storytelling through music?
Thank you. Actually, you can't finish the history of high life in this country, in even West Africa, without mentioning the West Coast, the Sekondi, Takrade.
Because most people think, E.T. Mensah, they think of Accra and like the beginnings of high life music.
Accra is a little bit bigger than Takrade. So as there were many bands in Accra, it was like hiding. But Takrade, every band is exposed to the public. You can be standing on the street and then you see CK Man, Carousel 7 playing at the top of Princess Cinema. And when you go to Princess Cinema, we have a Zenith Mugambo Club. When I was a child, we were seeing Patoma, Sambule, and Bibi Bugalu, all of them playing. You see them when you are not inside. You see the musicians performing.
So you didn't even have to be in the venue.
No.
You could be standing outside and you'd be still hearing the music.
That one alone brings out the talent in you. So it was like, if only you have the talent, you have some people to mentor. Yeah, you have the people to, learn from. And also when you go to them, especially somebody like Pat Thomas and CK Man, whenever you go to them, they are ready to talk to you.
They were open like that. They would share.
When I was staying at Amanfo, A.B. Krenzel started their rehearsals there.
Rehearsals, can you imagine?
There was a guy who was working with the Air Force Ghana Air Force, and then I think Air Force sold they sold their instruments, and then he bought it. He was working there as a civilian in the MOD, and then he bought the equipment. So he brought it home, and that was the first time I saw A.B. Krante. A.B. Krante formed a group, and they were rehearsing every evening. They would bring the instrument outside, and we were sharing war with the guy. So they would bring it outside, and since I was always ready to play a band, I would force myself in there. So I was like an errand boy. Hey, come now, but you go to Ibra, and I fast.
Small.
Assistant, musical assistant.
Yeah, so I was doing that and always learning from them. And from there, when they finished I think they were rehearsing to go to a Boswood glass factory or something. They formed a band, the Eldorados or something. And then from there they came to Takoradi back to form Atlantics, Atlantic Hotel. And then before, when the Atlantics, they were playing their own compositions too.
Okay.
That was where I said no. Then it means I have to. So there was one guy. He was playing their guitar. He was using the APC bottle to play the guitar.
Really?
You know the APC.
Yeah.
APC. So we were calling him APC. So I asked him, "I'm creepy. So what is the ultimate thing you have to do in music if you want to?" I said the best thing is to record your own songs. If you record your own songs, then you'll be there.
But you, as you said, they were writing their own songs, and you're writing them in a very particular language. You weren't trying to water them down, thinking, "Oh, this is really, really heavy fancy. If I do this, maybe people in Accra won't listen." You were traveling around the country. You got the taste of maybe what it was like in Kumasi, Mampong. You had the taste of what it was like in Western Region. You had come to Latebiokoshi, and you had the experience there, the jazz club. But you had the confidence to do something that nobody from any other part of the country could do. What gave you that confidence? Like, you felt there's the audience there, you were happy with the audience, you didn't need anything else.
Yeah, it's always like that. Sometimes you have to sit down and then also see what is going on and see how you can also differentiate yourself from what is going on. So it was like that. Writing the song alone is not a problem, but putting the gimmicks and even choosing the language, Excuse me to say, when you come to Fanti, you hear the tits and the ziz, you hear the zeros. But when you go to the Asante, my mother and my father are from the Asante region, but the Asante language is a mono. When the Fanti, mono in brackets, as the Fanti is stereo.
It's very stereo.
So after your composition,
you have spoken very musically.
Yes. After composition, you have to see whether you have to monolize it or sterilize it.
Wow. So even adapting your songs.
Yeah, you have to do after your composition. You have to do so many works around it. How are you going to put this? Sometimes you say, okay, when someone making, the proverb is but this is where how do you present it? Maybe you have to put some gimmick around. So twist
that's right. Raga bomb twist.
You ragalize it and then
influenced by your visit to Jamaica.
Yes, then the people say, actually, what are you saying there? What are you saying there?
And they listen more carefully.
Yes, so it's sometimes the gimmicks. And in fact, I copied those gimmicks from A.B. Krante, and if you listen to those songs, if you listen to Adam and Eve, Adam really do I don't know how short to do there, but
ouch.
You have to put it. You put the gimmicks there. And
or a short to need the other.
Interesting.
So it's bad. I learned a lot from them.
Yeah.
CK Man, Pat Thomas, A.B. Krante, Jedu Blambule, Jibalaka, Papa Jansen, all of them. The only thing I couldn't take from them is their voice.
The only thing I wanted to ask you, other thing I wanted to ask you about was you talked specifically about your experience as a drummer and how you had solid experience as a session musician with all these people playing drums. But you're a multi-instrumentalist.
Yes, I'm a multi-instrumentalist.
Where did you find the time to master these?
You
just learned as you went along.
Even the drums, I just ran away from Takrady to Accra. When the audition came, I said I'm a drummer. They said go and play, and I started playing.
Hey.
So there's one guy called Sati in Takrady. He was the Osaberima band drummer. I told him that I want to learn how to play the drums.
Yeah.
So he was taking me as his boy. Even he didn't start teaching me. But later when I came to Accra and then I got the audition, I went back to Takrady. They were playing and I said, Sati, I want to jam you. So I'm from something from that house to tell me. So I was still disturbing him, and it was Amos Jr.
Yeah.
Who is now playing with the Mayway. Then Amos Jr. said, Charlie, Foreman number. That's one bunny here. The way you bob in front of this crowd, you know. Then those time they were playing this. I want your love. I want
your love.
Chips.
Yeah.
Those series though. Then he said, "Okay, come in, Beji." No, then I just took the drums. I was playing.
And you just
took
it away.
I was playing. They said the next song about my baba. I was a chick. So let's go. Chick. I said, hey. Yes, another song. The next song, Life is a Song was singing. I'm saying, Teddy Pendergrass was singing. I'm saying, yeah, let's go. I say, hey,
Pani.
I'm from one. I could tell the man you Yes, you know. So it was like that. But what helped me was Sidi Kubaru too was in America then. So any hit that come there, he will buy it and bring it to SBS Press.
Because like the way we were mentioning the song, the Pendergrass and those ones, like
so we were playing ahead of, you know, those times before the hit song will come from overseas to Ghana.
Yeah.
It has taken about 3 to 4 months, but we were having it, we were playing it, and people, those buggers around, they say, hey, these people, where did they get this song to play?
Yeah.
It's the latest there. I say, yeah, so Apollo Theatre, we were always winning.
I see. And we're hanging out with K K Kabobo, Kwabena Kwachi Kabobo, the only Kwachi Kabobo, because it's the unmistakable voice of Kwabena Kwachi Kabobo, K K Kabobo. And you know, Uncle K, when you come into recent time, and Nanaya did mention that with more recent musicians like Kofi Kinata and their style of music and all, and in recent time, a particular song has become a favorite of many people, a lot of people who did not even know the original song, because one young guy called Alligator decided to do a voiceover over it, and he calls it Alomo Jata. But the original song by one, I think Rainy will get me the name, but one Kwesi, a very old song, you know. Are you considering any collaborations with some of these younger artists right now? Because, I mean, it's a long time since we heard you do any new song. Are you considering any such collaborations?
Oh, yeah, collaborations are always welcome. They're always welcome. Sometimes they do the demo, and they come and show it to me that, Uncle, we want to do a remix of this, and we want to collaborate. But the reason why those things have not been coming into reality is that sometimes they derail the concept.
Okay.
The concept. You know, if you don't understand the music, you can just use it to do. Maybe you just hear nyati nyati and nyati nyati girl, and you start saying something. No. But maybe that is not the
real essence.
The real essence in the music. So I've been telling them, first of all, you have to understand the music. Because somebody will play the music and everybody will get a different understanding. When Onyamiehu became a hit, some people got the idea that, yes, I'm just giving them the alert that everything they do, God is there, so they should be very careful. And others too were using it to fight. I remember one time at Pig Farm, Kotobabi. Yeah, somebody was having a quarrel with a tenant in the same house, and then she put Onyamiehu. He was playing Onyamiehu in her room, and the other lady too said, "Hey, it's because of me that you are playing Onyamiehu." I also saw Onyamiehu, and they started quarreling. So it's like something that somebody is using it to advise himself. Somebody is using it to fight. So collaborations are always there, but the best thing is to understand the music so that your lines will not differ from the actual reason why I made the songs. Yeah.
And so for you are welcome to collaborations, but you want people who are in sync, especially when it comes to remixes, refixes, and all of those. Their concept should not derail from your original.
That's right.
And now there's a certain genre they call Afropop.
Yeah.
And we realize that over time it is an evolved version of the high life that has been fused with certain new musical forms that have given us what we call Afropop. And the Nigerians are leading significantly in this space. Why do you think the Nigerian music market does better than the Ghanaian music market?
Well, the Nigerian music market, the first answer is based on their population. And then secondly, their sponsorship. How the people themselves, the chiefs, those who are called chiefs and other, how they sponsor their talent.
Yeah,
it's another thing. And then two, Nigerians they're also fast.